This game is a small version of Ravensburger's Scotland Yard. However, for this game, MisterX doesn't stay undercover and shows himself all the time except when he uses a black ticket. Both MisterX and detectives move one station by any means of transportation. MisterX doesn't need any ticket to move around, but detectives need tickets for their move all the time. Used tickets by detectives should be given to MisterX, and the tickets given to MisterX will be used for calculating the points at the end of the round. One person becomes MisterX and the remaining players become detectives. MisterX needs a black figure and the other players choose a figure each. Detectives can place their figures on one of underground stations, and MisterX chooses one of tickets and places his figure on the same number of points as the ticket. There's number 28 on the drawn ticket, so MisterX should place his figure on the station 28. Then MisterX begins and moves one station without any ticket. Then detectives take turns. Every move for detectives must be paid for with an appropriate ticket, and used tickets should be given to MisterX. Black ticket can be used by MisterX only. When MisterX uses black ticket, he can make him disappear while both MisterX himself and detectives have their turn. In this way, MisterX can prevent detectives from knowing where he is. When MisterX uses black ticket, he should write down the number of both starting and arriving station on the separate sheet of paper. MisterX wants to move to the station 47 by bus, so he has to write down 45 to 47, then make his figure disappear from the game board, and detectives have their turn. Used black ticket should be given to detectives. After detectives have their turn, MisterX should place his figure again on the station. More black tickets MisterX uses, harder the game is. Then continue the game. The round ends when the detectives catches MisterX or detectives use up all the tickets and cannot move. Then Mr. X adds up all the points from the ticket, since each ticket has its value from £1 to £3, and reduce 3 points per each black ticket he has used. The game ends when all the players have their turn as Mr. X. Then the one who has the highest Mr. X points wins the game.